This is BeTerrific, and we're in Rhinebeck, New York, for a rally for RallyErika.com, by the way. And she is Erika Dakota. She's a rally race car driver, one of the only female ones. She drives a Subaru. Erika, talk to me about this upcoming season, how hard it is for you to prepare.
Well, prepping the car was pretty difficult. I hit a rock at the end of the last season, but we won the championship, so that was great. My boyfriend has been working really hard on my car, and he could kill me right now probably. We're all ready, I think, though, and the rally's next weekend.
What emotions do you go through, leading up to the rally, especially the first one of the season? Are you excited? Are you nervous? I mean, obviously there are some drivers who have 10 cars in their garage. There are other drivers that have one and have to cobble it together if something goes wrong. How do you feel like going in knowing that, you've got to take care of the car and also yourself, and you want to win for your sponsors?
I try not to think about the whole
So I just got into your head?
Yeah. So now I'm probably going to do really bad. No, I'm just kidding. Leading up to the season is a whole nother mindset. It's trying to get the car done, trying to make the list, figuring out all the things that aren't going to work together. Everything is a bigger deal than you would think. One of my awesome sponsors, HMS, gave me a new seat. That sounds great, right? You put the seat in. The seat unleashes like 20 problems. First, we have to mount it. Then we have to get the brackets re-welded. Then we have to drill special things. I have to figure out where I'm going to sit. Now the steering wheel's too close. We need to get a removable hub. So every little thing leads to 20 more things. So really, leading up to the season is about what's the wish list, what can I get done, what can I afford to do, what's going to create all these other problems. And now, the week before the rally is when I'm going to transition into, okay, what do I need to get done at this rally? Who am I competing against? I really have to get my mind together for what I'm doing next week.
And it's amazing because of the sponsors and all this stuff. You have to do a lot of promotion. Rally's an awesome sport. You drive these cars on dirt roads, off-road, all sorts of crazy things. You go over jumps. There's no track like you would think, NASCAR, so to speak. You're not making left turn after left turn. You've got a co-driver. You've really got to make adjustments out there. It's kind of nuts. You're really like a fun-going person. And, when you get in that seat, though, you're very, very focused.
Yeah, I have to spend a lot of time ahead, doing the best preparing I can. But when it comes to race day, it's more like do the best you can with what you have, make the adjustments you can do easily. So I try to just put as much as I can ahead of time into getting the car how I want it for the rally. So spending time thinking about, okay, is this rally fast? What kind of tires do I want? How do I want my suspension set up beforehand? Because all of those adjustments at the rally really mess with your focus.
It's a really exciting sport to watch and I'm sure participate in. I've been in a car through a shakedown stage.
Okay.
It's pretty nuts.
Not with me yet.
Not with you yet, but yet is the key, right?
Yeah.
And you have the service areas, which are probably the single most exciting aspect as a fan, a great place to go and kind of have a barbecue, watch what's going on, see the cars coming in bad shape. Yeah. But the cool thing about rally is you have only a certain amount of time to repair those cars, get them back out on the road, and then you can watch them do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, at the services, they're scheduled throughout the rally, and it's a specific amount of time we're allowed to work on the car. It helps to level the playing field between the bigger teams and the smaller teams. But it's really important to have an awesome crew, and my crew chief, Dan Woland of Flat Out Automotive, really helps get the car together. He knows what to do. I don't even have to tell him. He's going to meet me there. I know he's going to, take care of what needs to be done. And it's one of the things that I think when you first get into rally, you don't realize is that important. And through the years with Dan, I've realized I have the best crew chief. So.
How hard is it being one of the only female drivers, and what's that like?
I think it just was harder for me to find my team. I needed to find, for instance, I was talking about Dan. I need to find a crew chief who doesn't, who listens, who knows how to listen to a woman. That's tough when it comes to a car. He knows more about most cars than me.
Why is that tough, though? I mean, for me, you're a woman. It doesn't faze me if you're a woman or a man. It doesn't matter. But it seems like that's always an issue in racing, any kind of auto racing. Why is it tough to find a guy who can listen to a girl? All right, don't answer if you're married.
I think, for instance, with a crew chief, it's that I think a lot of guys who are into cars, they're really into the testosterone of like, oh, it's a car, I know what I'm doing, I definitely know more than this girl, and I'll be one of the first to admit I'm not like a know-it-all when it comes to cars. I know a lot about this car, so he knows more than me, but he knows how to try to listen and come up with options for me, and that's what I needed. It takes a long time to find the right team to help with that.
Is it harder to find sponsors? Is it harder out on the stages do you get heckling? I mean, is there any trash talk? Or the guys just embrace you?
I think in the beginning it was very helpful. The guys were awesome. They were interested in seeing me succeed and get there. But now that I have succeeded, I think I've heard a few people's pride along the way. It's cool when the girl doesn't do that good and they're helping her learn, yay. But now that I'm actually beating people, it's gotten a little harder perhaps. But, for the most part, I think the men think it's cool. I'm definitely like one of them. Nobody really like heckles me or whatever. And as far as sponsors go, people think, oh, it must be easy to get sponsors because you're like a girl. But, maybe that's part of my success with sponsors, but a lot of it is I think I do a lot for my sponsors, and I really understand the marketing side of what they need from me. So, it just works. We work together well.
By the way, BeTerrific logo is on the car. We're supporting her, so that's awesome. Look out for, thank you. Look out for the car. Look out for her this season. Cheer her on. Cheer all of us on, right? And we'll bring you a lot of great rally coverage, not only from Erika and from her perspective, but from rally racing in general. But we will have a lot from Erika's perspective.
Cool.
What's this season going to entail? What are you looking forward to most, and what's going to happen?
Oh, boy. Well, this season I have a few new sponsors that I'm excited to have on board, that I'm looking to make sure I do something decent with her. I'm excited to also work on a new area of the Keep Abreast organization. I'm working with the Non-Toxic Revolution, which is focusing on helping people prevent cancer in general. So I'm really excited about that. It's not as woman-geared at this point, so that's cool.
Very important cause.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun.
But what about the season itself? Like, are you, what's going down? How many races do we have? How excited are you? And how are you going to do?
At this time, I'm, trying to just go there with an open mind. I try not to have preconceived notions of where I expect myself to finish and be pleasantly surprised when I get there, which has worked for me well. But, going into my home event at Empire State Performance Rally next weekend, I do have pretty decently high expectations. My sponsor's going to be there watching. All of my friends will be there. My biggest competitors are also there. So I'm hoping to finish well. Expectations hopefully on the podium, but, there's a lot of fast cars there, so we'll see.
You got to check her out next week at the race. It's Empire State Rally, Performance Rally. The ESPR. Right. I like that.
Yeah. And then after that, shortly after, in June, we're going to be racing Mount Washington, Climb to the Clouds.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
So a lot of great stuff this season.
Yeah.
That's Erika Detoda. Check her out at RallyErika.com with a K. I'm Michael Artsis. This is BeTerrific. Thanks so much for joining us. You're awesome, and we'll follow you throughout the season.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Michael Artsis. BeTerrific.